There's no way you're afraid of the dark.
I'm afraid what's in the dark, Jay.
What do they even have in Minnesota?
What? Like crazy people?
No.
You said you're afraid of what's in the dark.
There are.
If you bump into a person in the dark,
Yeah, like
okay, I'd be afraid too. If I had to bump into a crazy person that I don't know of that's in the dark,
like listen, like yeah, we have like
lock your
mountain
doors.
lions or whatever. But the main crazy thing is like, the crazy like the freaking crazy people who
What?
keep coming around.
I'm talking about inside your house.
Oh, if I found a person in my house,
If you bumped into a mountain lion in your house, it doesn't matter if you couldn't or could see it. There is like a problem before them. Like, how did a mountain lion get in your house?
I don't know. He's chilling. Okay, he pays rent. It's okay.
A mountain lion, bumping into a mountain lion in your house is crazy. That's actually really crazy.
Sounds normal to me, honestly. Just Minnesota.
In Minnesota?
Just Minnesota things.
What, do you think that Omega and I bump into alligators and crocodiles down here?
Yes. Yeah.
Omega, have you seen an alligator in your house?
Nope.
Have you ever seen an
I've seen a
alligator
frog.
up close?
How about in your backyard or your yard?
No, I haven't seen
an
one in the
unfortunate-
backyard.
Have you ever seen one ever, just in real life?
Oh yeah, but like not close though.
I've never seen one ever, number one. And number two,
What?
the craziest thing I think I've ever seen in my house.
Yo, I've
I don't even know. Probably a spider that wasn't a daddy long legs.
Yo, that's crazy. Like literally the only time I went to Florida I saw alligators. How do you not see them?
Because I don't live in the swamp, Ava.
You don't live in Shrek Swamp.
Unfortunate.
What do you mean unfortunate? You want me to live in the swamp? Look how my friends treat me. You want me to live in a swamp? You don't want me to live in a nice place?
You know why? I don't know this tweet, but I really like this gif of Shaggy looking depressed.
I want you to know I've been recording for the last 3 minutes. I'm putting that in the podcast. I'm putting that in the podcast. You want me to live in a swamp?
Yeah.
Like, let's just go off of the canon of me being a panda for a second. You want me to die?
Whoa, hey.
Whoa, Jay.
That's what you're indirectly saying. You would not put a animal that lives in a cold place in the swamp.
I mean, depends how much time.
What do you mean? I mean, see, this is what I don't like about the two of you. You guys will constantly defend this dumb dog in El Tigre. But then at the very same time, you'll throw me into the swamp.
That shark was evil.
Yes! I understand that, but if you're gonna defend the dog, why can't you defend me? I'm also an animal. Like, why would you put me in the swamp? Do you understand how that looks? Like, you have to be consistent. Do you like animals, or do you not like animals? If you like animals, why would you put me in the swamp? That makes no sense.
Okay, you're like in between.
I don't care what you're saying. You're indirectly putting me in a climate that would kill me, and I'm gonna remember that. That's gonna be what I put on my tombstone. Ava wanted me to die from the opposite of hypothermia. I don't know what that is, but whatever that is. Like, I don't care if this gets taken out of context, but if pandas are fat and furry, you couldn't put something that's fat and furry in the swamp. That makes no sense. It's not the rainforest. This is the swamp. I'm going to get chewed up by alligators and crocodiles and given malaria by mosquitoes, and you're just okay with that because haha, Florida. Well, you know what? What if I haven't? Because it wasn't my choice. I was in 3rd grade. Do you think that when parents come together to decide to move, they consult their 3rd grader and go, "Hey, in case you don't want to, you could do a presidential veto here, and then we can stay where." No.
Yo, side note, I went to grab my water because I have the cap in my hand, and I drank it, and I got the lid in my mouth, and I'm like, why do I have 2 lids? I don't. Anyway,
You know what? I'm so glad that 20-year-old Ava acts this way.
Nothing's changed.
Can't drink out of a water bottle. Is currently working on complex animated productions. The dichotomy.
Yeah, you know, Some people are competent at some things, Jamie, and not others. That's just how it is, okay?
Drinking water?
Drinking water, eating food, sleeping, those things kind
Wait,
of.
hold on. Let me check the room first because I'll never forget the last time about the freaking French fry incident that Omega was totally on your side about that. So, can you guys drink water competently, or is that just a me thing out of the three of us?
How are you
Soda,
supposed to drink
not water.
Did you say how are you supposed to drink water?
Yeah.
Okay, how was your birthday? I'm done with this conversation.
It was fun. A lot of people gave me good wishes, so I had a blast. My friend got me a space shirt because everyone knows I like space. She got me astronaut socks. I was hype. And then I started watching more alien shows. Ben 10. And simping over the aliens. Brooke. Anyway.
Thanks to me.
Yeah, thanks to Omega.
Unfortunately, no one can see this, but Ava's icon is different. Didn't know. I think this is the character that they shown me back when we were doing pre-production.
I drew that.
Oh, is that an original character? I thought that was from Ben 10.
No,
he is.
I just drew him because he's part of my life now. So.
Yep.
Omega's like, yep.
Omega, hold up.
Done?
Omega, who do you simp for? I feel like this is an important question.
In what?
In anything.
Right? I keep asking him, who does he simp for in Ben 10?
In anything. Any show, life,
Or in anything.
people on Twitter, celebrities.
Omega's not a simp, confirmed.
Nah, I'm above that, Jay.
I'm not.
So Omega simps for the GameCube.
You fool. You discovered my secret.
It would have to be the GameCube. I can't think of any other console or handheld console that you've talked about more. Like, you've made me want to buy the GameCube.
Jay, who do you simp for?
You should.
Who do I simp for?
Yeah, I need to know. And you can't say yourself, okay? I need actual answer here.
I simp for my character, my in-universe character,
No.
Bonnie.
No. That counts as yourself. You have to pick.
Wait, Bonnie is
someone else.
me? I'm not voicing a female character. Not everyone's like Ava and can like just be like, yo, I can voice a boy too.
Uh-huh.
I can't voice anyone but myself.
I'm not. But Jay, this doesn't make sense. I just asked who you're simping for. It's not who you're voicing.
I guess I'll go with Markiplier.
You know what? That's fair. A lot of people I know simp for Mark.
So, this is Castoon. I'm talking with my two friends here who can't drink water competently, Ava and Omega. Glad to have them here today.
Hello, internet.
We have a lot of topics here.
That's the longest intro ever.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful intro. I need people to know who I am associating with on this audio adventure.
Yes.
They need to know that I'm not, when I say that you guys, particularly Ava, is a unit, I need them to have evidence. I need them to listen and be like, wow, she said she can't drink water. She put the cap in her mouth. I see. And then they're gonna ask me, hey Jay, why'd you pick them? And I'm gonna go, they're units, but they're my units.
They're mine.
My units.
Speaking of that, as soon as we started, I went back and I rewatched Connected.
I did too.
I did too.
The Sony's Pictures animated movie. It's also called The Mitchells versus the Machines. I believe that's what they're calling it now.
Yep, that's true. Because it just got bought by Netflix.
Which is funny because the article that we were looking at before calls it Netflix acquires Connected and gives it a new title. So everyone seems to know it as Connected, so that seems to line up. But yes, moving over to Netflix, which makes sense. A lot of movies are either on pause, canceled, or not coming out until things get better, which is basically put on pause. Other than Mulan, I'm not the biggest movie person. I don't necessarily know a lot of films that have been coming to digital platforms that have done well. Like, I don't have any previous history to like lean on and go like, oh, this was like Spider-Verse came out in theaters. The Lego movie came out in theaters. I bring up those two because the people who work on this worked on those movies as well. But those came out in the theaters and those movies did well. But this one is going to be on Netflix. And how many people have Netflix? A lot of people. But how many of those people would be willing to watch a new, not connected to any IP that, as far as I'm aware of, animated movie?
When I looked at it, I feel like I'm not the demographic that they're trying to reach. This is definitely like a family movie, not a sad Zoomer who spends most of their time on the internet, you know? Or a happy Zoomer. I'm happy. but but like I feel like it'll probably, in my opinion, I think it'll do well because Netflix, a lot of people kind of just turn movies on the background, especially for their kids to watch so that they can do stuff. Like if you look in the trending tab, I think I looked at that the other day, like half of it is just like Coco Melon and like Baby Shark or something. Like, so I don't know. I feel like it would do fine for a family movie.
Yeah, like I am looking forward to this, although it's probably just gonna be like just like one of those fun little movies to watch, not something I'm just like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. No, just like kind of a nice fun little movie for what if it will be good.
Honestly, maybe it'll do better than it would in theaters, because if I saw the commercial, I'm gonna be real with you, I'd be like, I'll just not watch it. But if it's on Netflix, since you're already paying a subscription, it's like, oh, I might as well. So, because I have Netflix, maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll watch it. But
well, let me throw a bone here. Did you go into Spider-Verse thinking that it was going to be amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that popular?
I okay, like before the quarantine happened, I went to movie theaters like once or twice a month. Like that was one of the things that I loved doing. So I'd see a lot of movies, live action, cartoon, whatever. But I feel like this I wouldn't go see unless there was like nothing else in the theaters. I'd be like, okay.
I don't know if I went into Spider-Verse thinking that it was amazing. I definitely came out thinking that it was amazing, one of my favorite movies. But at the same time, if you would have heard that Sony Pictures Animation was working on a Spider-Man movie, you probably wouldn't have had high hopes, given that the movie that came before it was the Emoji Movie. You probably would have only thought it was good once people sat down to see it. Well, I'm not sure. I might be in the minority.
I mean,
or maybe a lot of people think that they thought it was going to be good.
I thought it looked really, really nice. So I was pretty hyped. I had because of previous work, so I was kind of like, how are they gonna do this, like style-wise? Like I was a little hesitant, but I had high hopes coming in, and they were past fulfilled. So I love that movie. It's great.
What'd you guys think of the art style of Connected?
It's decent. I do like it. I wouldn't say it broke new ground, but for what it's trying to be, at least from what the trailers have shown, it fits the film like fine.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely different. As I stared at it, I said like the eyes look kind of like not attached to the character totally, but like that's just what I think. Like I highly doubt that's the case. But as I kept watching like the whole trailer, I think it works. I think it's good stylistically.
I really like it. I've grown to like it the more that I've seen it, and I think that really comes from the fact that, again, these are the same people who worked on the Lego Movie and Spider-Verse, two movies that I actually really enjoyed the art style that they, because like a lot of movies, when you see them, a lot of 3D movies or 3D animated movies, which is pretty much I think 99% of movies that come out, they kind of fall into a samey territory pretty quickly as far as in art style. And I feel like with Connected, I don't know if it's because of the lighting or the way that the characters, they look cartoony despite the fact that they're supposed to look realistic. Maybe it is the eyes. It definitely feels a lot more stylized. It doesn't feel like you could easily model these characters. It feels like they really did take their time to figure out a way to look different with these characters, with the family, and have that put up against any other 3D movie this year, and you can easily identify them. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of 3D movies that have come out within the last 10 years that if you were to show the family to me, I probably couldn't tell you like where it came from. Like if you were to give me like The Secret Life of Pets, and then like Boss Baby, and then probably some others, and you were to put them in a row like the Emoji Movie, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to identify the characters unless I explicitly watched the movie before. So I feel like this definitely jumps over that hurdle.
Yeah, I really like the style. Like I said, it took me a while to get used to, but like you said, it like grows on you. So I think it will play as a strength. Yeah.
How'd you guys feel about the dad? The dad character.
I'm kind of a sucker for like dad struggle to be good dad movie. So I liked him. I did roll my eyes a little bit at the whole like there's a part where the kids are at the table with their phones and he's like, can we just have like eye contact for 10 seconds? And they're like struggling to do that. Very over dramatized. I mean, I hope. Like I don't think that's what people actually do. And I'm like, oh.
No, I'm gonna go onto the bus and I'm gonna ask that same question to people.
Yeah, like it's so hard to just put your phone down for like 10 seconds. I don't know. I don't even carry my phone on me that much. So I don't know. It seems more like a teenage stereotype. But otherwise, like the dad, his character and his relationship with his daughter, I thought was pretty cute. So like that was the main reason why I probably would check out the movie, just because of that dynamic.
Yeah, I like the dynamic they show in the trailer with the dad trying to, be a good dad.
Be good dad, please.
Yeah. And animation, we need more good dads because there's been some pretty bad dads in animation. Chicken Little Dad.
Now that I think about it, where does SpongeBob's dad rank on this list?
SpongeBob dad?
First off, SpongeBob had a dad.
Yes.
Right.
Oh yeah, him.
Wait, did you...
I completely forgot.
Okay, so the episode where SpongeBob moves and then his parents are like, hey, let's go, and Squidward's like, yeet.
Yeah, okay, him.
You don't remember that?
Yo, his grandparents were like the best, but I don't even remember his parents. So I think that's
grandma was great, but his
grandma
parents,
was amazing.
I didn't remember.
People really don't like Grandma's Kisses, though. I remember when I was looking back when YouTube's for kids videos didn't delete all of the comments or disable them. A lot of people actually really don't like Grandma's Kisses.
What, did it make people uncomfortable or something?
I think it has to do with the fact that they just don't like that dynamic between SpongeBob's grandmother and SpongeBob. They feel like it was written in a way to be forced to make the Bikini Bottomers or mites act that way. Now, you know me, I don't really dislike any Green movie episode except Squirrel jokes. So I didn't have a problem with that. But yeah, a lot of people don't like Grandma's Kisses, I've noticed. Or there's like a vocal minority.
Kisses, I think I got like secondhand embarrassment from, but it was like a good episode. But like there's episodes and shows that like I get secondhand embarrassment from, especially if like my family walks in and watches with me. Then I'm like, please don't think I'm a weirdo. Oh my gosh, they already know. But like I think that was one of those episodes. Even as a kid, I was like, I feel embarrassed for you. But I feel like that's what the writers were trying to get at. So whatever.
For the episode itself, I like it. I actually think it's pretty enjoyable. It's definitely not like top 10 favorite episodes or anything like that. But like, I liked it for what it was. I don't honestly get the people don't really like it that much. I just think it's fine as it is.
You know what you just reminded me of when you said top 10?
Yeah.
So we're gonna be praising Ellis Mark's video in a minute, but I thought about like what I would rank every episode of, because a lot of people would think Gumball, but I don't necessarily want to do that for like a 4 to 6 hour video. I like talking about all of them individually. So maybe if I ever did completely review every single episode individually, then I can come back and rank them. But it would actually be SpongeBob, if anything. Like, even though I don't necessarily cover it a lot, I have a really warm spot for like seasons 1 to 9 that I would go out of my way to watch the rest of the seasons just to rank them all, just to see where everything is at. Because when a lot of people ask what my favorite episode is, I think I always say like Shanghai, but Honestly, I don't know. I don't like putting favorites because if you were to really grill me on it, I'm pretty sure I can poke holes in my own favorites. It would just be like a baseless answer that has no. That's the reason why I don't like put out favorites like that. But
So if you had, like a binge of all the SpongeBob episodes, which I don't even know how many there are, but definitely
There's
a lot.
a lot.
Would you do one of those things where it'd be like you'll just binge them over the course of a week here and there, or would you just stay up for like all day, rarely sleep, and just go through everything?
Well, judging off of my rise and fall process, I'd probably dedicate a little bit of my time to looking over it. What I'd probably do is what I do with any other time that I've ever ranked anything. I assign a numerical value to it that is based off of a rubric that actually makes sense. So when you hear like a 6 and a 6.5, there's actually a reason why it's a 6.5. It's not just because I'm a generic reviewer that adds 0.5 to something that doesn't make
To
sense.
sound smarter, like using the word rubric. No, I'm just kidding.
You've never went to school before?
Shut up, Jay. I have. I'm educated. I swear.
But yes, Ellis Mark did put out a video ranking every Simpsons episode. It's 6 hours. He's gotten help from quite a bit of people. I want to give them a quick shout out, if I may. We have Scorchly, who did the thumbnail art. A great person, actually. I remember I collabed with them when I was talking about Butch Hartman. It's one of my 2 Butch Hartman videos that are still up. And then SMT Elitist, who undertook a lot of the editing, and then Veronica and Jelly and his friend Renku for a couple of art pieces. This video seemed to do really well, and not only that, I'm pretty sure this took an obnoxious amount of time. And it's one of those things that I instinctively respect about a video creator, to just make a really long video and not care about things that you would think YouTubers deep on the inside care about, such as like getting people to watch the entire video or most of the video, or views, or just placing
just like stuff that you want to do.
Yeah,
like true.
because I'm pretty sure Ellis Mark is self-aware that a large, probably 90% of his viewership probably would not sit down for the entire 6 hours, but they might sit down for 15-minute intervals. They might sit down for 20-minute intervals. They might watch a little bit of it and then come back to it. They may keep it on while they play video games, and that's kind of what that's the philosophy I've taken when I made longer format, like the regular show Rise and Fall, which is pretty much clocks near 2 hours, or there was probably another one that clocked around that time as well. I think the Courage one. It's such a big and ambitious project to do, and once you're done with it, a lot of times it's more just for the satisfaction of being able to say that you've done it rather than the performance of the video itself. So, massive props, respect, he's a legend, and I really do hope that he grows a lot from that video.
In conclusion, Jay simps for Ellis Mark.
Hey, don't say that. The last person who sent for Ellis Mark is not in the community anymore.
Oh no.
Oh.
Listen, you'll be the next. I'm kidding. Oh my god.
But yeah, huge props to him. Like, that's incredibly impressive that he put out a big video like that.
Did you say you were watching it a little bit, Omega?
Yes, I haven't finished it. I'm actually
Intervals. Yeah,
up
intervals.
at, I'm still like during his season 1 ranking. So, but I will finish that video soon. I will finish that video.
That is a promise.
I promise.
Even if it takes 2 years, I will finish that video. I will watch it in 30-second intervals.
Yo, I've watched videos like
In
that.
30-second
I mean, not
intervals?
no, not.
Oh
30
man, that would have been crazy.
Well, okay, there has been points where, cause I don't know, I'm pretty sure I have ADHD, but I like click on something, and I'm probably like a YouTuber's worst nightmare in that way. I'll like watch it for a minute and then do something else and like pause it, and then I'll have to close that tab and then reopen it later and be like, oh, I watched this minute, and then go another minute. Oh my gosh. but that's, you know, once in a while.
And not even that, but when you have a YouTuber that you like, from what I've noticed, especially from this month alone, most people don't mind if you give them more.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I saw,
like a large
watching
majority.
Twitch streams.
Yeah, like streamers. Be quiet. Like streamers who stream for like 6, 7, 8 hours, or those 24-hour streams. It's more just for, like, I tend to let the viewer define what is interesting, because like you never know. In fact, back in the day, like most people would advise you to make short videos because of the fact that people would lean on the fact that people have short attention spans.
Not me.
But it's like, I don't care. If I want to ramble about it for 20 minutes, then I'll ramble about it for 25
There's
minutes.
like YouTubers that I really like that even if I watch it in intervals, I will watch the whole thing because I really like them. So it just depends. Even people with short attention spans like me will sit down and like watch something if they care about it, if they like it. Especially if you hyperfixate on it.
So this is a very special moment in the podcast, at least in my opinion. I think Ava would agree. This is the first time that our Dragon Boy right here gets his time to shine. Because I'm gonna be honest, if you were to give me Spyro, Ratchet and Clank, Crash, and Sly Cooper when I was younger, I picked Sly Cooper. I didn't really grow up a lot on Crash. I did play team and tag team racing for the PlayStation and then PlayStation 2 respectively, but no, I grew up on Sly Cooper, so I don't know too much about this Crash cartoon. In fact, when it came across my desk, my virtual desk, I did not think it was real. In fact, I'm still like 25% skeptical.
That it exists.
Everyone around me is saying that it exists, but like there's nothing official. And I get the same questions that I got when the freaking when other controversies or other things that are rumors come up, where it's like, why would someone go out of their way to fake this? And I would always answer, why do people go out of their way to fake the Grand Theft Auto 6 map? Because people will believe it. But if we were to go off of the fact that this is real, Activision was working on a Crash Bandicoot cartoon that was in production. We have things like the show Bible and animation test, and apparently some people who are on the inside or have knowledge or connections with people who are on the inside have seemed to confirm that this is true.
That's basically everything you said. Basically describes the Crash Bandicoot pilot that was released a few weeks ago, or that was leaked a few weeks ago. But yeah, from what it looks, it actually, here's the really funny thing about this, that like immediately when I heard about this and saw this, it instantly reminded me of so this was actually not the first time this kind of thing happened, because in the original Crash Bandicoot on the PS1, there was actually unused cutscenes that were basically kind of like a Looney Tunes slash I guess Freakazoid type of style. It had like a theme song. It was very wacky. This cartoon that was released reminded me a lot of the unused cutscenes from the original game. But it's kind of interesting, and they both kind of do the same plot. They both revolve around Cortex, its creation of Crash, and how Crash started. So they both have a lot of similarities between each other. I think the reason why the original Crash like cutscenes were not used was because Sony at the time wanted to push 3D. They didn't really want to use 2D stuff that much, so they just decided to scrap the cutscenes, the cartoon cutscenes, and just used the little in-game cutscene at the beginning that you could see if you wait on the title screen.
You know, I went out of my way to see the one that was linked within the Twitter thread, which I suppose I'll put in the description or play on the video when I get around to editing it. A lot of people did seem to think that it was real, and then a lot of people seem to think that it very well could have been the efforts of an animator or a few animators, because a lot of people have said that because of the fact that it seems to mirror what you were talking about adds to the legitimacy. But given that this was public information, public knowledge of the unused cutscenes, it very well could have been the case that someone could have copied it, which is the part of the reason why I'm so partly skeptical. Now, as far as the quality of it, you guys have seen it, right? Like the new one?
I do like it. Like it's much better than the unused cutscenes from the original game. I can tell you that. Because like even though the original cartoon cutscenes from the original game were interesting, I'm kind of glad they weren't in there. I think the new one, like in terms of like Crash translating into like a cartoon style, I think works better here.
I mean, it looks good from just the small little piece I've seen. I was never into like this game at all, so that's why I'm kind of keeping quiet, because I'm just neutral. I'm like, oh, this exists? I didn't even know it really existed. So yeah.
It looks nice. I will say, when people say that a cartoon feels like it's on fast forward, I didn't understand that until I saw that this 30-minute snippet.
Oh, I didn't even see a snippet.
So there's this 30-minute snippet that when you obviously that's what I'll overlay.
30 minutes?
It just feels like nothing was given the chance to breathe. Nothing at all. Like, I remember when we were reading the script that I was working on, that was something you told me, that like you'd probably space some things out and let things breathe.
Yeah.
And it's like, if what I was writing translates into this, I would agree, because there's a lot of stuff that happens and it feels like the animation is trying to compete for your attention, because if it were to stop doing anything for a second, that you would switch over to something else, and it's like, oh my god.
Oh wow. You know, just looking at this, holy crap. Oh, overloading. Like just looking at because I just, clicked on it. Like just the animation. There's so many colors and it's really fast, which is fine. But oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lot. That is a lot.
Yeah, definitely tone it down. You don't have to use every single joke within the
Or,
pilot.
every single color in the wheel in one scene.
I won't say it's problem solvers level of every single color, but I see what you mean. Very saturated.
It's very saturated. Like, there's that one clip where, like, I don't know, there's like a dog in a suit. I don't know what's going on. And, like, after that, this little villain character's yelling, and there's, like, colors popping everywhere. Like, whoa.
So if you were to speculate, if this was real, why do you think Activision would let it go?
I think that's actually a good question. I personally believe that this was made during when the Insane trilogy was still in development. So I think maybe after the Insane trilogy, maybe they were originally wanting to make a cartoon, but maybe my best guess is maybe because Crash actually was in a cartoon. He was in Skylanders Academy. Maybe they didn't want to confuse people with this cartoon. It's like, why is Crash in two different cartoons? Maybe that's the reason, but that probably is my best guess. But I don't think that's likely. Considering like the Skylanders Academy is like a CG show, while this is clearly 2D animated. I think it's kind of distinguished enough, but it's like the best guess I could give. Because it's weird, because the Insane trilogy did do extremely well.
Did it?
Yeah, from the sales wise, it did very well. That's how we got the remake of Crash Team Racing, and how we got the brand new game that came out months ago. It's Crash 4. It's about time. I'm probably just gonna assume maybe it's because Crash was in Skylanders Academy that they decided against making a Crash cartoon. I don't know. It's highly unlikely, but it's probably my best guess.
Looking at this, I don't know if he said, but Cartoon Network and HBO Max both passed Disney Plus passed, Nickelodeon passed, Quibi passed, and apparently a few others passed on distributing it. That's crazy, honestly.
Yeah.
Because like on one hand, I get Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon because those are television networks where you only have 24 hours, even less with these two, in a day to like schedule things for programming, right?
Yeah.
But with like Disney Plus or HBO Max, I'm not saying like do what Steam does and like shovel every single game onto the thing, but like more definitely helps until it doesn't. And I feel like with the animation that's on HBO Max, yeah, we could do it a lot more. We could do it a Crash. I wouldn't say that HBO Max is bloated because it has a Crash Bandicoot thing. Now they all could just very well think that a Crash cartoon simply won't do as well. Like, yes, people will buy a video game of Crash Bandicoot, but would they watch a show, a 11-minute, 20-episode show?
Yeah, like how attached are you to that world and those characters? And is the fan base big enough where they would sit down and watch it rather than play it?
And that's kind of the question. Would I? Of course, but I'm a reviewer, so like I'm always disqualified from these questions.
Always disqualified. Unneeded. It's, I guess, like, I always wonder what the team, like marketing teams and like people who decide to take on shows, if they look at people's like, you know, online opinion. Like, I don't know, if I was in that situation, I would look to see if the fan base was active.
You know what?
And try to gain it from that. But I don't know if they really take a lot of that in consideration, or they do.
I don't know what they do, but I'm gonna use Google Trends. I'm gonna type in Crash Bandicoot. Hopefully I'll come up as a video game series. Cool. All right, so Crash Bandicoot peaked in search. Let's see. Let's use the past 5 years just to see. Okay, so I'm gonna take a screenshot and put this in the chat. But interest over time seemed to have peaked around July 30th, 2017, and it's kind of been not anywhere near ever since then. It doesn't even look like it's on an upward trend. It seems to be rather flatlined. It has its peaks, of course, but it's not like an upward trajectory.
Yeah, it's like a straight line if you really look at that whole part. It's just up, down a little bit.
So
That was the time of the Insane trilogy, since I believe that came out around summer of 2017.
and in fact, let's look that up. Insane trilogy. I want to see, like, did anyone even really? Okay, so we did get a few people talking about it. Because that's another thing. If no one was making videos on it, and making videos is a very, very small part of it, of course, but like, you kind of need everything to like get something to go. You know what I mean? Like, one tweet probably is inconsequential in a vacuum, but if you were to combine all the tweets, combine all the videos, wherever anyone posts, if they post a TikTok of it, I don't know, they search it up on Google, like if you were to put all of that together, then that all kind of adds up and counts as something significant.
Crash TikTok.
I have to get on TikTok soon. I don't even know what I'm gonna post. I'm not gonna lie.
I need to see that, actually. Yeah,
I did see someone post a Nemo theory. I wish I remembered the person's name. But they posted a theory on finding Nemo.
What was the theory?
The theory was that Nemo and his, okay, so with Nemo and his dad, what happened is, even though he blames the death of Nemo's mom on the shark, I believe.
Barracuda.
On the Barracuda, what actually happened, according to this theory, is that since Barracuda don't eat clownfish eat clownfish, that Nemo's mom killed all of Nemo's other kids.
Oh.
And Nemo's dad took Nemo away from all of that. And if you were to look up the name origin of Nemo, it means nobody.
Yeah.
Which means that in theory, what really happened was that because of the fact that clownfish can, I want to say change between being a male and female dependent on what they need to do biologically. That Nemo's dad
I would.
actually took Nemo away from his mom because Nemo's mom went on a rampage, eating up all the kids, which clownfish are known to do.
It's a pretty cool theory.
Since I haven't watched Finding Nemo in a long time, I found it interesting, but I couldn't really lean on my memory to back any of that.
Yo, I don't know. Can clownfish actually just like swap their gender? That's pretty dope if that's true.
There's a lot of things under the sea that do that.
That's cool. Yeah, I think I've heard something similar to that before, like a long time ago. I don't know.
Yeah, the largest. This is off of Wikipedia, so that's how you know we're all animal experts here.
Yes.
The largest and most aggressive females are found at the top.
At the top of it.
Okay, and at the top of the hierarchy.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are we talking about?
And then clownfish are sequential hermaphrodites, meaning they develop into males first, and when they mature, they become females.
Whoa.
There
That's
you
pretty
go.
cool.
Yeah. Not
The
gonna
male
lie.
parents guard the eggs until they hatch around 6 to 10 days later. Well, you know what? This theory has some legs. Again, I haven't seen it in a long time. I haven't even seen Finding Dory, so there you
Jay,
go.
when you were describing like the chart thing, I keep reminding because in in Shark Tale there was like this weird chart with like him at the bottom. You describing it reminded me a lot of that.
If there's anything I love as a YouTuber, it's charts.
I've noticed that. Even your behind the scenes
Yeah.
work, there's just tons of graphs and charts and bubble thingies.
Web.
Yes. And then I will like share a doc with you, or you'll share a doc with me, and I'll just write wherever. I'm so disorganized.
I'm disorganized as well, just not with charts. Like my desk right now has an empty bag of spicy nacho Doritos, an empty cup of an icy, a water bottle that is 7/8 done, 3 empty Slim Jim wrappers, the top of the icy, and a Sprite mini bottle that I've been trying to open for the last 4 days, and every single time
Yo.
I take one time of my day to open it. But I feel like the cap is so tightly screwed on that every time I go to like twist the cap, it brushes against my skin and then like my skin starts to break. In fact, I'm gonna try it right now.
Okay, that's a lot to process. So first off, why do you have 7/8
Of water?
of whatever you were saying?
Because I didn't finish the bottom half of it.
Yo, and like you said an icy cup, but then you said the top of the icy. What does that even mean? Like,
No, you don't know how like with slushies it's not a flat cap, it's a cone
oh, you're
cap.
talking about like the icy stick things. I thought of like the icy you get at the freaking like 7-Elevens, like the ones you get from the movie theater.
Yeah, those.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, with
No.
the cone top. Yes. Do you want me to take a photo of this?
yes, I want you to put that photo in the video because I need to see this.
I'm not putting the photo in the video.
Yes, you
I'm not taking a photo of an empty icy.
I need it, Jay. I need it for personal purposes.
I need it for personal reasons.
Personal purposes.
I want you to know that is absolutely
I need-
creepy.
I see. I see.
And you
I
want
see.
to know something? See, this is the double standard we have out here. So Ava can go around saying that Ava wants something of mine for personal use, but I'm pretty sure if I were to do the exact same, I'd be looked at as a creep.
No, I would give it to you. I already owe you 2 solids, Jay. I don't even know what they're for. That's really sus, by the way. But you know, that's fine.
Here, I'll send the photo in the chat, but there's no way I'm taking a photo of trash and putting said trash in the podcast. That doesn't even make any feasible sense.
Yeah. No, it does. Like, you could
My
expose.
2DS is in the background, by the way. If you're asking if I played
Oh,
it, I
crap.
haven't. I just haven't gotten around to taking it off my desk.
Oh, I almost just dropped the whole lamp. Anyway,
You know what kind of sound that would have made? That would have been legendary.
fine. It's fine. I don't know where the lights are because the lights are not here and the lamps.
Can you possibly?
This is panic mode.
Can you voice act the sound of a lamp falling?
That's
not how it's gonna sound. It's gonna sound way funnier than that. Oh, it's gonna sound way funnier than that. If I remember your mic situation after the podcast, that's the greatest robbery I think I've ever seen. The fact that no one is going to know the sound of your microphone dropping after the podcast was done.
Legendary.
I was out for a long time. All right, so we're getting around to that last 10-minute mark. I'm gonna drop these. I'm gonna refresh your brains, and we're gonna talk about these other 2 cartoons for a better cartoon that we so ever graciously saved for this very moment. Oh my god.
Hello?
Are you back? This is all staying in the podcast.
I mean, to be fair, in one of our podcast episodes that didn't get released, I accidentally switched to my mobile call.
Hold up. What do we do? Oh, fruit punch! Yay! Yo, let's go.
All right, describe it. You can't just say fruit punch out of nowhere and expect people to.
Like, I've looked at this this pilot that I actually found out was only made like the idea for I think a school assignment or something. I don't know. I forget.
For better cartoon.
Well, yeah, it was for better cartoon, but I was like, yo, if you ever work on this, like, let me know. And they're like, oh, it was just like a thing I did for a project. And I was like, what? You're not making, like, I hope they make it into like a real thing because basically it's a Korean American girl who is kind of dealing with I guess she said dealing with kind of the feeling of being from 2 places or having 2 cultures collide. And I think that could relate to a lot of people who, I guess, at least live in America, especially people who come from different cultures. Just in general, like having American culture and whatever culture you're from collide is a very like pulling relationship. So I thought that was really cool. But the thing I really like is like the fight scenes and like the whole atmosphere of the character designs. She can basically, I guess on emotions, turn into these like fruit monsters, which is why it's called like Fruit Punch. And yeah, I want to see more. I definitely want to. Please make this a thing. Like I beg. So yeah, that's my tangent because it should definitely be checked out. Definitely check out who made this.
We talked about this on one of the lost episodes of the podcast. Probably the podcast where I did a whole backflip and I didn't tell you guys.
Yeah, right. I'm not even letting you get away with that. Like he would never.
You don't have any proof.
You haven't even sang Baby Shark for me, which I have requested, and
I'm not singing Baby Shark.
It'll happen.
I'm already doing this dumb community poll for you. You think I'm gonna sing Baby Shark?
Oh yeah. Okay, guys. Okay. Side note, I have to ask. So I told Jay that basically everyone has a crush on Danny Phantom, and he doesn't believe me, but I think it's true. So please prove him wrong. Please prove him wrong, because it's true. Everyone did have a crush on Danny Phantom.
I did not have a crush on Danny Phantom. And
you're not a part of everyone.
If I ever, so you want me to die, and I'm not a part of everyone?
Yes. That's why I sent you to the swamp.
What swamp?
You know, since we're talking about this, Shrek is not a good movie.
Whoa! Oh,
Shrek is a masterpiece. What are you going on about?
Shrek is not a good movie, and I'll die on that hill.
Yo, did you ever make a video on this? Cause if not, please do. I would love to see the feedback.
Yeah.
I bet you would. It would be for
would.
little kids. It'd be like, what? Excuse me. When he came out of the little outhouse and then Smash Mouth started playing All Star, that spoke to me.
Objectively, no.
That spoke to my soul, and I'll be like, all right, so name me 5 other things that happened, and what are you gonna say? I'm a believer. What are you gonna put up? The part where Shrek went through all of those lines of rope to get to the. What are you gonna pull up? The freaking gingerbread dude? Like, no, it sucked.
No,
Alright.
okay? You're just wrong. You're wrong in this, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. So first off, if you watch Shrek as a kid, yes, you're gonna be like, ah ha ha ha, he's in an outhouse, whatever, because you know.
But I don't think anyone was like.
But when you watch it again, the
Why would you-
complexity of the adult humor
why would
entwined
you-
in the show is.
Why would you laugh at someone being in an outhouse? Like, what is
No.
it? What is a comedy
No,
and humor around
right.
someone being in an
Adult
outhouse?
humor
Are you
and
telling
kid
me that if
humor,
I
okay,
came out of
Jay?
an outhouse, that would be funny? It would not be funny.
Shut up,
It would be
Jay, you are
painfully
based.
unfunny. Like, the
Are you
thought
kidding?
process of opening a door is not funny.
It's funny.
Okay, listen,
What?
you're wrong.
Fine, then you know what? I'll say this. It's definitely overrated.
Is it?
150,000%.
You should make a video on this. Like, you should.
Listen, I'm making videos
You're a
of other
coward.
things.
You're a coward. You're not doing it because you know you'll get hate for it. You
I'm making a
coward.
video with you.
If you did your Owl House video, I'm pretty sure you want a Shrek.
Then do it.
I'm not talking about Shrek. If I'm ever talking about a movie, it's coming from Pixar.
You fool. You're a coward.
No, I'm a fanboy, a self-admitted one, and I'm perfectly okay with that label.
So you're a fanboy, but not a
I
simp.
said a simp for Markiplier. We had that in the recording.
Yeah.
All right, Fruit Punch, Miss freaking segueing from the thing that you liked. Listen, I love this
I love it.
better cartoon concept, theme, take. I love it.
Hot take.
I particularly love the fact that, you know, you turn into all of these different monsters based off of what you eat. It's basically opens up potential for different designs. I love the fact that it's also going to be with this secondary layer, or maybe it's a primary layer, I don't know, of the coming of age story, where you sort of figure out what your identity is, and you sort of, because a lot of that would definitely appeal, but then you would also have the other added aspect of, you know, nice action, fruit related action. I personally think that this would have been one of those cool shows that would have been on like Kids WB, like right next to like Static Shock and stuff like that. Maybe even 4Kids. It would have definitely fit in. If I were to put it on something
I feel like
now,
Cartoon Network group and I with it.
Cartoon Network or Netflix, definitely.
Yeah.
Not
Cartoon
HBO
Network.
Max, Cartoon Network. This needs to be put next to Teen Titans Go.
Not Apple Plus today. Not Apple.
We're
Plus.
not talking about Apple
Apple
TV
TV
Plus until that cursed show comes out. Dude, I want to talk about that show too. I didn't put that on my schedule, and I know that I wanted to talk about it because I'm a big Peanuts fan. And we're saving this until the last 3 minutes, by the way, Ava.
Let's go Minnesota.
Let's go Minnesota. The only good thing that came out of Minnesota is Big Time Rush. Anyway, Omega, other cartoon.
Oh,
battle
yeah. Omega, you want to actually explain this one?
Oh yeah.
So there's this one called the Dracula's Daughter. It's basically about two monster kids trying to solve mysteries, and it's kind of a Monster of the Week style. And it's also a musical. So how about that? I really like the designs of each of these, and we don't really. Maybe it's just me. We don't get a lot of like animated. I haven't really seen a lot of like animated cartoons that are kind of like have part musical to them. Like, yeah, I've seen like shows like have like SpongeBob or Fairly Odd Parents have like, you know, those musical numbers, but not like oh that's like, you know, like a Disney movie where it's like the songs are mostly a part of it, you know? Get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Partially a musical. So, I mean, that's pretty. I would like to see it. I would want to see how much musical aspects they would be putting into it. I think that would kind of depend on which direction it would go, but I love the character designs already. I get a feel for them. You kind of have this like more timid, nerdy werewolf boy, and like probably the more blunt, wild child, biker girl vampire. I dig it. It's super adorable, and I want a Halloween show. I want a Halloween show.
Does Billy and Mandy count?
No, I mean, I don't really think so. Also, that was like long ago now. Like, again, you could also say like well, Invader Zim has a lot of like spooky aspects, but like just as like strictly, you know, monster.
Invader Zim didn't have the Grim Reaper.
I know.
But what about Hotel Transylvania on Netflix?
Okay, there you go.
Wait, is that that's not a show.
or Monster House.
Monster House is great. I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Better than Shrek.
But I want a show. You see, I want a show like that with that vibe. I love fall, and I need that whole vibe bundled into a delicious appetizer of a show. Okay.
So I'm assuming you guys would also put this on like a Cartoon Network, Disney, Netflix sort of thing.
I'm definitely thinking like Disney Plus sort of thing. Yeah. Let's go.
I could see this as like Dracula's Daughter, a Disney Plus original. I could totally see it.
You know what's interesting so far?
Well,
I'm looking forward to the time where you guys say, I would put this on Nickelodeon. Because I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever seen a pitch for Better Cartoon in which I'd go, yeah, this is definitely Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon has like a very different taste of genre nowadays than it did before.
Like, you would think for the
I
same
feel like
company
it's
that
more
put out
for,
like
younger demographic
Rugrats.
now, I'm be real.
It definitely is. Rugrats, My Teenage Robot, Danny Phantom, Avatar, The Greatest Show in the World, Back at the Barnyard, the second greatest show in the world, Robot and Monster, third greatest show in the world, Fanboy and Chum Chum. Like, you would think for all of these like massively loved by everyone in the world shows that we would have like a cartoon pitch here that we would go, this is Nickelodeon, but I don't think we're gonna get that.
Okay, when I was talking about how I was writing my pilot, a lot of the shows that I took taking inspiration from is the past Nickelodeon shows. I love the vibe of them so much, but like nowadays Nickelodeon has really moved away and changed, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I miss that. Maybe I'm nostalgic, or maybe it was just good. So I want to like remake that vibe. But some of the things I see on the Better Cartoon tag, like I would say would fit more with Nickelodeon, old-timey Nickelodeon, early 2000s, mid 2000s. But like nowadays not, and that's why I never really say it, because we're looking more at like right now. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna do this every single podcast. I'm gonna let you guys attempt to close the podcast.
Actually, before, can you just like, for my sake, just say massively ugly? Because I feel like I haven't heard you say it for a while.
Yeah.
No one knows about that.
I don't care.
Oh, no,
Like you're just saying this random phrase, and everyone's gonna be like,
No,
wait,
listen,
is that something he
Jay-
said in his
Jay
video?
always
I thought he
does
said,
things
and then
when
the
he
opposite
gets all
happened.
frustrated, he gets all "Arr." He goes, that is so massively
all
ugly, and I love
Yeah.
it so much.
yeah, like when we're like when we're talking about the El Tigre thing, he was like, "Oh my god, you two are so massively ugly right now."
Because, but the parameters have to fit. I can't just say that something is massively ugly when it's
Oh.
like nothing we've done so
I'll
far.
make
Even you drinking the water with the cap isn't massively ugly. It's walking the line towards it, because do you understand how your mouth has to be for the cap to go
and
into
then
your?
squirt it into my mouth, and then you can hear it the whole time.
That'd be funny,
That would
but
be
it's
funny.
not massively ugly.
Oh my gosh! Well, I'm
Things that are massively ugly are things. Generally, it's things that you don't know that they are until someone points it out. Like, it's really hard to come up with an example right now because I wasn't even thinking about this word.
I'll get you, Jay. One of these days.
Jay, what?
One of these days. I actually do have an example, but I can't say it on the podcast.
Why?
You will thank me. I will tell you off the podcast. But
No.
I'm not.
So mean to the audience. You can't.
If I say it on the podcast, I'm going to bleep it.
Okay, bleep it then.
All right, so you're gonna thank me too. You're gonna thank me, and in fact, you're gonna say edit. You're gonna say this is an edit point. So you asked for this. So I have a friend who has a that is massively ugly.
Boy.
What? The logic there. Impeccable. you see,
Because like I
when
get what
when
he's
you
trying
think
to say,
something's
but that's
actually
not
ugly,
it.
it's a different thing. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for listening. We had a blast. We got on a lot of different tangents, but I think they're good tangents. So yeah, thank you so much.
I hope, yeah, this was a really fun episode, and I thank you all so much for watching this podcast episode, and I hope you all have an amazing night.
And remember, guys, always sell the dog.